Hey guys, Jason and Jake at Mavidia. Good morning. Happy Tuesday, I think.
All day.
And we're having some technical difficulties, which is totally my fault. I don't have Kim, our marketing manager, here to deal with her tripod. And I didn't want to hold it up the whole time. So I can see at the very bottom of the screen.
It's showing off my kids' artwork, see?
Yeah.
His kids did all this.
Got some really cool paintings back there. So anyway, guys, I
Their
have to
mom
deal
is
with it.
creative, not me.
Oh, okay. So hey, yesterday, the last time I spoke, a couple of weeks ago, we talked about reviews and a couple of easy ways that you can get them. But today we're going to talk about a little variation of that. So while reviews on Google and your search engine optimization and all of that is extremely important, when somebody finds you online, the most important is how people actually feel in offline world, word of mouth, people talking to each other. And today I've got a special guest here next to me. He's kind of warm. Our
close.
Chief Operating Officer here at Mavidia.
It's so comfy here on the couch.
Jake Davis. And he's got a lot of business experience, a lot of customer relations experience, and I just wanted to get his side of things. He never gets to pop in here with these Facebook Lives. Somebody's laughing at us.
Yeah.
And if you are listening,
That's probably
I
Kim.
see a couple
That's
of
why
you.
she doesn't invite us.
Leave a comment.
Invite me anyway.
Let us know you're here. But anyway, I'm going to open this up to Jake, and he's going to give his side of things. So, your turn.
Yeah. Thanks, Jason. You're so cool.
You're welcome.
And this is so comfy on the couch here.
And your
today.
office is so cold, so
Yeah,
this
that
keeps
is
me
true.
warm.
Yeah, that is good. Nice and close.
Hey, Kimmy.
Stay warm. Body heat. So I think it all starts with that first call, right? So I know from my experience, and I've heard this from a lot of people, when you're calling for a service in particular online, or that you've searched for and found online, calling them back is the first step, right? So I remember a time I had needed some tuck pointing done at my house. I called, I think, at least 3, I think it was 4 masonry contractors, and one of them called me back. So those other 3 definitely aren't going to get a good customer review online from me because they never even had a chance to offer services. I didn't even get a chance to talk to them. And if I did leave them a review, it wouldn't be a good one because they didn't call me back. So step 1, call people back. Do it as quickly as possible. Facebook in particular, I know, has some features that tracks responds quickly and some of that.
Yep,
and I
Facebook
think people
Messenger.
respond well to that. But forgetting that, right? Think real world here. Would you rather somebody call you back or not? What do you think about somebody who doesn't call you back? Be the person who calls people back.
Yeah.
Step 1.
That's a good point, and I'll interject and add to that. Calling and emailing. Most of your websites have a contact form or an email address. If someone emails your business, you need to have someone designated to respond and reply to those emails in a timely fashion. Don't assume it's okay to respond the next day. If an email comes in first thing in the morning, don't assume it's okay to answer it late in the afternoon. Get on it. You might be losing business. If you can't do it, ask somebody who can monitor those things to do it for you on your behalf. But it's super important. People, if I'm looking for something and I send an email, I expect a response within a timely fashion. And if I'm looking for a new service or product or question about a product and they don't reply within within a day, I'm not going to use them. I'm going to look for somebody else. Possibly faster than that, depending on the service or product that I'm looking for.
Yeah, you need a new water heater because yours went out?
Yeah.
You're not waiting a day.
Nope.
Right?
So,
You're probably not waiting 2 hours. Whoever can answer that question and get to you the quickest.
Just so you know, all of my clients, and even some other non-clients, I randomly spot test your contact forms on your websites and see how fast you respond. And not all of you are doing that well. So just FYI.
Somebody's on the naughty list.
I may be touching base with some of you. So, all right, turn it back to you. Do you have anything else?
So next up is under promise and over deliver, right? So and when it comes to real world customer service, the core idea of under promising and over delivering is a key to making customers happy, right? That gets harder and harder every year as we become more and more spoiled as customers, right? I always say Amazon's making this really hard on all of us small businesses slowly but surely over time as we get used to this idea of we click a button and worst case scenario it takes 2 whole days to get my stuff, right? And some of the major markets, they have press a button and it's here within an hour, right?
Yeah.
Like that is just really, really difficult to compete with. But what we can do is under promise and over deliver, which means you tell them what to expect in a way that allows you to over deliver on that, right? If you think it's going to be 4 hours, you tell them 6, right? If you think it's going to be this afternoon, you tell them tomorrow, right? And you work backwards from there and over deliver on those promises that you make to customers.
Yep, very important.
Yeah.
And if you do make a mistake, own up to it. Not everybody's perfect. And you'll see that with the online reviews. I've had a number of clients, ask me, hey, I got a negative review. What do I do? And we've talked about that in the past. But, you can respond publicly to that review. But same in person. Not everybody will leave a positive or negative review online. But I can assure you that they are talking to their friends and family. So if you make a mistake, just own up to it. Fix it if you can. Just communicate.
Yeah, don't avoid the situation. So this goes back to that first one with call them right away or be available, call everybody back. Even if it's 2 days later when you finally get to it, at least send them an email or call them, right? Sorry it took me so long. That's much better than not calling them at all, in my opinion. Yep. Step into those situations where, sorry I'm running late, sorry this was running late, thought I was going to be here this afternoon, but it's going to be tomorrow now. Sorry I made that mistake, right? You tried to underpromise and overdeliver, and that doesn't always work out. So you just need to step into those situations and communicate through it. When I think about a lot of customer service and delivering it, it's creating the space to do that. So you got to have some time built in every day to make those phone calls, right? Even the ones you don't want to make. Otherwise, you're going to not communicate. And what do people like even less than not getting what they want? Not hearing about it.
Yep. And just to leave you with a little homework, now we talked about online, but we talked about offline today too. But Google your business. Look for any obvious, glaring, things that might come up. You might be surprised. You might have a 1-star rating on Yelp. You might have a 1-star rating on Superpages or whatever. See what's out there for your business. If you can, try to respond to those reviews or try to encourage positive reviews on that platform. We always talk about Google reviews. And yes, I think they're extremely important, but Facebook reviews are important. It might come up. Yelp, Superpages, Insider Pages, there's tons of other platforms that you might potentially have a negative review on and show a 1-star in that search result that maybe you're not even aware of. So just a random thought to go check today. Type your business name in and see what's out there.
And the same thing, so we're talking about customer service today. One of the goals and where this meshes with online is when you get a referral, right? Which hopefully you're all doing an excellent job serving your customers and getting lots of referrals. But I believe that what happens nowadays, right? It used to be that you might ask, Jason, who's a good plumber in town? And Jason gives me a name and number, and I write it down on a piece of paper. Mm-hmm. Now he gives me the name, and I have my phone right there. So what was it? Bob's Plumbing and Heating and Air, got it. And I type it in, and it's right there. And that's going to be my first experience with that business.
Yep.
Right? So it's that same Google search that Jason was just talking about. And think about it both on your phone and on a desktop, laptop, right? But in particular on your phone, what does that experience look like? What happens when they press the call button? What happens when they press the email me button? What happens when they, walk through that process as if you were a customer, right? And if you have a hard time doing that, ask your wife to do it, or your husband to do it, or your cousin to do it, or your brother to do it, or a friend to do that in front of you so that you can see what their experience is like. Because that experience is their first customer service experience with you, whether you like it or not, right? You know, and Google is determining some of that, but you can control how you're presented online to a certain extent.
Yep, that's right. Another random thought. I have tons of those. Today, maybe now, go to your website, fill out your contact form, and submit it. See if you even get it. Do you even know where it goes? Who gets it?
Yeah, what do they do when they get
Maybe
it?
do it anonymously if you know that somebody's supposed to be monitoring it. Do it with a random name and a different email address. See how long it takes them to respond.
Yeah, use Jason LeBlanc. His cell phone number is 309. Oh,
No.
sorry. Probably shouldn't do that.
Anyway, check it out. You might be surprised. So, I think that wraps it up for today. Any questions? As always, you can send us a message on our Facebook page and ask questions if you're shy. Oop, somebody laughed at us.
Yeah,
Sweet.
'cause we're
Thanks,
hilarious,
appreciate it.
obviously.
And that's it for today. I will see you in a couple weeks. Have a great week. Bye.